It was very clear that everyone was keen on getting as much natural light as possible into the library to create an open and relaxed feel. Part of the community consultation indicated that it was one of the most important aspects for people to have as much natural light as possible. There were some community members who were concerned that the existing windows were maintained along the front of the building, and that's something that we've done and we're very careful to maintain. There is also a heritage aspect to the building. While the building is not currently listed as a heritage building, it certainly has heritage significance, and Council was keen to ensure that anything that was done with the library was sympathetic to the heritage aspects of the building. Another important aspect which came up in the community consultation was to move the historic collection to the Camberwell Library. We have done this by placing the historic material in one corner of the library, well away from the junior and the teenage area. Also, there's a significant historical display and an opportunity for the community to actually access the historic elements of this display. There is a compactus which houses the sensitive historic material, and also layout tables and plan cabinets in which the material can be studied. A number of community groups indicated the requirement or the need to have community meeting rooms or meeting rooms available for community use. We have actually created 5 meeting rooms in total. These meeting rooms range in size from the smaller sort of interview type rooms, which for 2 and 3 people. There are also meeting rooms which can house 10 to 15 people, and also these meeting rooms have operable walls which will allow opening these up into meeting rooms for 25 people, and when arranged in theatre seating can house up to 50 people. Rooms or meetings which are greater than this can be held within the Parkview room, which can house up to 300 people. The community consultation indicated that almost everyone, including children, told us that they wanted separate spaces for both teens, children and adults. Adults said while they loved having the children and teens in the library, and accepted that they needed to be a little bit noisy, but one of the things they indicated was they would prefer them separated from the quieter adult areas. So what we've done, we've placed them on the far side of the library near the courtyard. This seemed to be a good place for them, as the library staff said they needed to be somewhere so that the adults can also easily keep an eye on them. Near the entrance to the library, the community and council realised that the inclusion of a cafe would be an amazing addition. Cafes are now becoming quite popular in libraries, especially some of the newer libraries, and have found to be an amazing meeting place for the community and even council staff. The library cafe will include a number of operable walls which will allow the cafe to spill out both into the lobby area. The cafe is also adjacent to the newspaper and periodicals area, which allow for library users to actually come into the library, grab a cup of coffee, sit down and read a newspaper or a periodical. We are very excited here at Camberwell to be looking at the new landscape vision for the Camberwell Library and Office project. It was decided that the landscape would be looked at as part of the Camberwell Library and Office project because it's an integral part of the building, and we wanted to make sure that the landscaping was in tune with the architecture. There are some important issues with the existing landscape which had to be addressed. These issues included the fact that there didn't seem to be an opportunity or a plaza where people could collect within Camberwell, and it was decided to actually create a plaza in the forecourt area between Camberwell Road and the library. This would provide people with an opportunity to collect in various areas as a meeting point or a meeting place. The library currently, or the Camberwell Centre currently, sits up on a stage approximately 1 metre above the ground. It was decided to try and raise the area, or to raise the area in front of the Camberwell Centre to create a forecourt. This forecourt would create a level area between the library and the entrance to the council offices, and also ensure that there's a accessible entry rather than walking up a number of steps. One of the first things you'll notice as you approach the library is the coloured glass facade. This glass facade is not only decorative, but it also acts as a solar filter. The library actually faces north, which provides a lot of natural light into the library, and so that the library doesn't get too hot, we've introduced this solar glass facade, which will help to filter the light as it enters into the library. Some other important aspects of the landscape are the fact that there are linking paths between all the areas around the library, which include the western car park as well as the southern car park. It's found to be important to actually have clear linkages between all these areas, so people parking within any of these areas.
You've now seen the plans for the Camberwell Library, and what we'd like you to do is to help us out to make sure that we get it right. So we're asking you to complete the survey online, and that'll help ensure that all our users will be satisfied and we can offer some really great facilities to all of our users. Please take the opportunity to do the survey. Thank you.
Access to knowledge is the key to progress. It is a vital gift we can give to our children and future generations. Our library is central to our community and to sharing knowledge. It's a place where every member of our community has access to expand their knowledge. It is also a community space to meet up with our neighbours and develop new friendships, and pass on a love of reading and learning to future generations.